All right. Okay. Right. I believe we are live all around the globe on different types of platform. I'm just really, really excited this afternoon, this morning, or this evening, wherever you are around the world. Thank you, thank you, thank you for those of you that have managed to jump on in the live audience. And thank you for those that might be jumping on via whatever platform live platform that you're watching from. I won't mention the different types of live platforms that we're actually jumping on, but there's quite a few different. So I've just got cameras everywhere, as you can see. But I'm just really excited about today. Let me just tell you, just briefly, just share. There's a lot of people going, what is the live cast show? And I remember last year I started this off, the live cast show, where people were actually sharing their stories. You know, people being able to relate to some of the stories, and a great opportunity that many of you that have seen me, that we always talk about. And the live show is not only about that, it's about life as well. It's about life. It's about dealing with different things, different areas people may be struggling with. It's about telling people about a great opportunity. It is a mixture. We have different types of guests. And last year we started this. We had different types of guests, and then unfortunately it was on a hold. But we're back on force, and I'm just so excited that I have actually got my first guest all the way from the USA. So before I start, let me just introduce myself for many people that may not know me, that are here for the first time, that are here in the live audience, and those of you that will be watching on whatever platform, live platform that you may be watching right now. My name is Olivia, and for those of you that are on my platform, you might know who I am, what I'm all about. I'm just a mum. I'm a mum. I'm a wife. I am I work, I'm a professional, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a sister, I'm an auntie. I am just so many things, and I wear so many different types of hats. And you'll find along this this year, bringing people onto the live cast show, that you will find the different types of hats that I'll be wearing, and the different types of people that I actually communicate or associate myself with, the different types of hats that they wear as well. So I just want to welcome everyone again for jumping on around the world. We are super, super excited. Well, our guest today, I'm really excited. And now, before I actually bring them on to ask some questions and for them to share, really, I actually found out about this beautiful, I call them power couple, I think last year. I actually think it was the year before. Actually, I think it might be the year before, 2020, I think, that I actually knew. And I saw them speak, and I thought, wow, I really would love to get these couple on my show. Would really like to let them share, let them talk to people I know, people that you may know that might be actually showing this now on your page, to share, because I thought that what they have, the message that they actually have, is so powerful. And sometimes it's about getting that voice out, and it's about, and this is the beauty about the live cast show, is that whatever platform that you may be watching right now, it's like an echo, that in the studio room right now, in the live cast room right now, that they're bringing a voice out, but through the different streams of social media, through the different platforms of live, it is an echo to go out. And you can imagine that echo going out, so other people that are far distance can actually hear these amazing stories, and how people that might be struggling, people that might be thinking, it can change their life as well. So I met this beautiful couple this year in January, physically meeting them this year. And they actually, what I love, You know, sometimes, let me just quickly explain, you know, sometimes when you see people on social media, when you see people on different platforms, you know, there's a saying for some people, fake it until you make it. And, you know, sometimes a lot of people say, right, okay, you know, you've got to put your best foot forward, you know, when you're on the social media platform and, you know, present yourself in a certain way. But the funniest thing is that for some people, when you actually meet them physically, it's like, oh, okay, that is not what I thought there. And it's not really necessarily their appearance, because a lot of people think that I'm quite small, but when they see me, they're like, oh, you're not taller than what I thought you were. But it's not that. It's just their attitude. It's just their tone and everything. When you see them physically, you think, okay. But these couple, absolutely, what you see is what you get. They are so loving. They are so caring. We met them. We went over to Las Vegas. We met them. They were so accommodating. They were so hospitable, should I say, in the sense where we were in the city. They don't even live in that city, and they were giving us a tour around the city. Like, they were from that city. It was just absolutely, they were very accommodating, very loving. And hearing a little bit, we have brought them, for those of you that first on the 1000 Live show, 1000 Lifesavers, we had Beverly, but we didn't have Johnny. So I'm just so super excited that we have got the power couple to really share their story. Now, what I would say to you is, if you're watching, if you're here in the live audience right now, please invite somebody, share the link right now. Let them come onto the live audience now. Why? Because you might have the opportunity to ask a question or two, you know. But of those of you that cannot, that are watching for whatever platform that you may be watching, then tell people, jump on, tell them to come on whatever platform. There's something that you need to listen to. There might be something that thing that you may be praying for, there might be an answer here today. So this may change your life. So please get people on. Right, so I'm just super excited. May I have the honor, and let me just see so that I can add the spotlight. The honor and the privilege to actually introduce to you. Some of you may know them, some of you may not know them, but I have got the honor to actually introduce this power couple today. Okay, Johnny and Beverly Grandison.
Oh my goodness, Olivia, I am even more excited than you are, okay? What the audience does not understand is that true iron sharpens iron. And what Olivia explained and shared with you all about us meeting in person, that was so huge for me, okay? And me just getting to be around those powerful women, absolutely making a difference in this world, was life-changing, to be honest with you. When you're in that kind of circle of people, you want to be a better person. And Olivia is right. She might look tiny on screen, but she's a tall girl. She is a tall girl, and she carries a big stick. And I am just so proud of what she and the team is doing in the UK, kind of all over the world, inspiring healthy living around the world. So Olivia, just thank you. Thank you for this opportunity to share from our hearts. Thank you for that awesome introduction, because truly, yeah, you're simple. I tell people I'm just simple, keep it simple chick, okay? There's no bells and whistles here for me. I am just your common sense approach to life type of girl, where we really want better for everybody. And so, yeah, and then something special today, Olivia, which I didn't even tell you, is we're actually celebrating, and this is awesome for me because I am in my element of loving what I do.
Recording in progress.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, so I didn't share this with you, Olivia, but we are actually celebrating 21 years of marriage today.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm doing what I love. And I will tell you that, this business really is a catalyst to part of our healthy marriage for sure. Because look, marriage takes work, so don't get it twisted. And like Olivia said, if you putting out their craziness on social media that's not real, it will come to light eventually. Okay, it will come to light eventually. So be your authentic self, and that's what I feel from Olivia. And I'm just excited. We've locked arms as business partners across the globe to make a difference for generations to come. All right, I will talk till Jesus comes. So let me let Johnny jump in here really quick.
Because we want to hear from Johnny as well, because I will be asking a couple of questions, but hey, Johnny, please, because, people have heard Beverly and stuff, but, when I keep saying, oh yeah, Johnny, and people wondering, okay, yeah, but let's hear that American accent, that deep American accent voice. Let's hear him. Hi, Mr. Johnny, how are you?
I am doing lovely. We definitely want to thank you for allowing us to be on the show. And here's an opportunity, one, just to share, from our perspective, some of the many great things that we've done and looking to do, and the community for which we serve and part of the tremendous asset. We talk about living a life of purpose, a life of passion. This also is the opportunity to live a life of possibilities. And that's one of the things that so many people don't get an opportunity to experience. When we were kids, we dreamed all the time. We dreamed about being firemen and ballerinas and teachers and doctors. But as we got older and life kind of kicked in and we got all these responsibilities, oftentimes we just forgot how to dream because, reality kind of kicked in and bills kicked in and, it just kind of started beating us down. And so in our communities, it gives us that experience, it gives us that opportunity to take care of some of those things and dream again. So that's just a lovely part of it. We look at, so many people that we've grown up with, and some are here and some are no longer here. And so we realize the relationships are, part of what's important. It's those experiences. Many of us, we have more stuff than we know what to do with, and we're trying to get rid of stuff. But when we have something that can impact someone's life on their day basis, it really, that's something that's important, and it gives us hope. And so we just love it. And as Bernie said, when we got a chance to meet you all, it was thrilling because we hear so much about you all and the great things that you're doing. And so it's just to lock arms and finally meet, it's really refreshing for us, and it gives us more opportunity and more zest to continue living those lives. So,
wow.
You guys really challenge us, Olivia.
Wow.
You guys really challenge us because, Johnny was talking to one of you ladies, and your comment to us was, you guys just don't dream big enough. And I was like, wow, this is why these women are so powerful, because we have got to start dreaming again. You heard Johnny say that. Dreams are truly meant to come true. The company is to build a stable and lasting company to help as many people as possible realize their dreams. All of us, Olivia, can honestly say this opportunity has given us so many more options to absolutely live life and live with the full, live life with the plus, whatever you want to say.
Wow, I'm just so excited to have you guys on. It's just brilliant. Did you hear that voice? Did you hear Johnny's voice? That American voice. I mean, some of us American. I mean, we love the American accent. Well, I love the American accent, and Americans, they like the British accent. So, but let's start from the very beginning, because there are many people that might be watching, and I want to ask them a couple of questions. And those of you, like I said, whatever platform that that you are watching, we are on different types of platforms, by the way, and different lives as well. But let's start. Okay. First of all, let's just relax. First of all, 21 years. You just now just said 21 years of marriage. Let's just get a little bit of an inkling. First of all, where did you meet? How did you meet? This sounds like and you got to tell us at some point what your secret is all about. But just tell us, just out of relaxation. Because we're going to be talking about different areas, right? We're going to be talking about opportunity. We're going to be talking about the ups and the downs. And there's some really, really intriguing questions that I want to ask as well. But let's just start. How did Johnny and Beverly start? the beginning of Johnny and Beverly Grandison. Oh, look at that
Yeah,
look. Did you
I
just
love
see? Did
this
you just
story.
see that
I
look?
actually,
That
I
look,
actually,
that love look. Like he's looking at her and she's looking at him, and that's so sweet. But how did you, first of all, how did you meet?
so I actually love this story because we actually went to the same university, Florida A&M University in Tallahassee, Florida, but we did not know each other going through the whole time. And it wasn't until I came back from my tour from Korea, because I was in the Army, and that was what my career was. And I was going back, I was getting stationed in Georgia from my first assignment, yes, as a lieutenant. And homecoming is a great opportunity for the alumni and all of the students to get together. They bring in, big names, musicians, or whatever. Then the football game happens, and it was a huge time of celebration. So we went back for that, and we were at a party, and so I was walking out, and he saw me, and the conversation started, and found out that where I was stationed, he actually works at, which was a shocker. So he was working at, the same station that I was stationed at, where I was sent to work at. So it was really neat. And so, like the rest of what you want to add to the story, the rest of the story, because there's more to that story, but we can keep y'all all day. But what you gonna add to the story?
I met her on the curb, and she was looking hot because I wasn't even gonna stay. She was at this party, and I was wearing some jeans and whatever.
Yes.
So it was one of those where she gave me an ultimatum at that moment: either I will or will not come see where she was. And so,
and you guys, he did a Superman turnaround, like in literally 3 minutes. I had given him like 5 minutes because he was in like jeans and a t-shirt because he wasn't going to come to the party. He was just driving to the parking lot, and I was just outside getting some fresh air
on the curb.
and so anyway, long story short, he literally made a Superman turnaround and showed up at the front door in a suit and a tie, looking like, the tall, dark, black Superman. I was just like, wow, oh my goodness. And then everybody knew Johnny. And so anyway.
And mind you, even though we were in Tallahassee, where we were was hundreds of miles away. So it was, happenstance that we got a chance to see one another. And it was only because of the glimpse that had that, lean this in and look back over your left shoulder. So it had not been for that, I never would have seen her. So
yeah, so it was destined. It was destiny. And
Yeah. I just love that because people are watching and things just happen. They don't just happen. Sometimes, like you say, it is destiny. And you've said something that is kind of like highlighted something, that sometimes you got to be prepared for your destiny. Yeah? You got to be prepared for your destiny because you don't know. For example, many of you might be watching right now. Are you prepared? You're about to meet your destiny. You're about to meet something, an opportunity. And are you prepared? And if you're not, do a Superman turn, do a Superwoman turn, and change your mindset and everything. Position yourself right now, wherever you are. You might have been just like, oh, I'm just browsing through, browsing through this. But now I'm just telling you, do that Superman, do that Superwoman, to turn around and think, I think I need to listen to this because destiny is about to call. I just love that. Always love to hear how people meet because, they see, Johnny and Beverly, they see how, you're doing things together, but there was a beginning. There was something that was there before you had ever actually met. So,
and let me say this, Olivia, So Johnny was the smarter one as far as the business opportunity, because I truly was not interested in this type of business at all. My dad was in this business, put a bad taste in our mouth. And so, but he saw the opportunity. And so it's a yin and the yang where, if you're a couple out there and the other person doesn't get it immediately, that's okay. You do what you need to do to just keep the peace, but make sure that you stay, diligent to doing the work, basically. Yeah.
I totally agree, and I'll come to John in a minute, because sometimes, you know, sometimes people have an experience, and because of that experience, it allows them to not move forward because of the, you know, an experience might not necessarily be the experience that you individually have been through, but it might be an experience that somebody else has gone through, and you've seen the traumas, or you've seen the ups and the downs, and you have made up in your mind. You've put a blockage. I wouldn't even say made up in your mind. You've put a blockage to something that you could be open to experience another type of experience. You know, Johnny, just moving on to that, because Beverly mentioned that we're kind of like jumping, but that's okay because I love to flow. She mentioned, I noticed she mentioned a word. She was in the army. She was in the military. Now, I want to ask this, like, we're kind of like family, so I can like ask this stuff. Now, so, and I remember her mentioning something about that you went into network marketing and stuff like that. Were you in the army, Johnny?
I've been in the military, all things joke with some people. I deployed more than some people who do wear suits, but we still pay homage to them. So I was familiar with the environment and the culture because I worked on a military base.
Okay, so the question I want to ask you, because it might be going through a lot of people's minds, is how can you hook up with a military woman? A military woman. Hello, military woman. And then you said that you were, because I don't know the rankings. My husband, he was actually in Nigeria. He was actually in the Navy. So so he loves all this about military, the ranking. So I've forgotten the ranking that you actually said, but I assume that it was a quite high ranking in that ranking that you mentioned.
So it would have been. I came out as a 03, a captain in the Army, and I was on track though, already promotable to the next level. And of course, medical crisis is what absolutely really disrupted.
We're gonna get there in a minute.
Okay, yeah. So 03, which most people will understand across the board, but a captain in the Army.
A captain. So to me, that sounds like whether a captain or whatever. That sounds pretty big. Now, what I'm leading on to something, but I just want to dig into Johnny's mind in the sense that a captain, all right, someone that's in the military. Now, some men might be thinking that might be a bit of a handful. Let's keep it real. Can I keep it real, guys? Can I really keep it that? So how did you, because the skills, the reason why I'm coming to this is that I gather the skills that you've learned to handle your women are also the skills that you've had to handle with something else that we're coming to. So how did you, how a captain, how please share with us.
So I look at it, and that's a great point. You know, when we first met, I didn't know her from anyone else, and it was through that first disagreement / conversation we had about whether I was in the military or not, where, you know, I looked at it as this is just another person. And even as we started dating and I got to know her and we married, whatever, as a commander, you know, she's used to having that authoritarian, you know, perspective, and even being in a male-dominated society, you know, she had to, you know, present, carry herself, and do those things that, you know, that others would look at as pretty domineering. But for me, you know, I guess one of my gifts is, you know, I treat everybody as a person, you know, and including her. You know, I have a different perspective on that because she is my wife. I still have to look at her from what she does and who she is, but she still is a person. So when you look at anyone, sometimes we call it the chicken list. When you look at anyone, you realize that they too, no matter their perspective, their rankings / their status, they still have certain basic needs. They still need to eat. They still need to sleep. They still need health. Because I don't care how much money you have. I don't care, you know, what your title is, whatever. If you can't get up out of bed, or if you know, are having problems, whatever, you too are at your basic needs, and someone can come and minister to you as well. And even through the fraternity, we went through a process whereby we were kind of broken down, but then we were built up to realize that we have something to offer any and everyone. And of ourselves, we also have gifts, and so for us, it's a person. So I would tell anyone that when you're dealing with someone, have that conversation, build that relationship with them, so you can understand what their needs are, because we are there to serve. If we can help them solve their problems, that gives us an opportunity to be a part of their lives.
Okay, so he's being nice, Olivia. He truly is, and I will tell you, he is a saint. Truly, he honestly is just a beautiful spirit person. I'm not saying that to just say that, but he would, like, I would come home trying to bark orders to him, and he would be like, "Wait, stop right there. I'm not your soldier. Okay, so pump the brakes." So we had those conversations, and it does take a really strong guy to put up with somebody with A plus personality. But what we came to the agreement was that, he was going to be a super supporter and support everything that I was chasing, because my dream honestly got ripped from me. My dream got ripped from me of going all the way to the top in the military. And so he just, again, yin and yang, where we don't see eye to eye. This is no, talk, Olivia, to play like, oh, it's been a bed of roses, and oh, this like marriage is so amazing. It is, but it is work. It is work, and it's a lot of patience, a lot of compromise, a lot of give and take, where Johnny definitely is the man of the house. He wears the pants, although everybody thinks, like, oh, she just so the tough bullet or whatever. But understanding your roles and understanding effective communication to really, and again, Johnny said that with anybody you come in contact with, to really have that open dialogue and conversation. And we are totally opposites. We really are, okay? Like, if he's going right, I'm going left. And it is a choice. It's a choice to love people every day, and supposed to love others genuinely. And guess what? If we just did that, the rest of the world would be an amazing place. Truly, it would be.
I love the fact that, Johnny, you said something which I really picked on that. And I think this is where, because I am going on the journey, but we've jumped. But I want to bring it back, because you said something, and I think this is so powerful for anybody that is watching, because you mentioned the chicken list, and that could be a chicken list on whatever level. It could be a chicken list in regards to your boss. It could be a chicken list in regards to this great opportunity that we'll be talking about. It could be a chicken list. But you said something that I felt was so powerful. And if anybody's here to take that on board, everybody has those basic needs. Doesn't matter what position, doesn't matter what they are. And I'm a type of person, anybody that knows me, I have this passion. I have this aggression in me to say, I don't believe in the monopoly of the world. I really don't believe. I believe that everybody can have an opportunity. I believe, but it is our mindset sometimes that feels that it's only for a certain few. And because certain things are only for a certain few, and our mindset actually now starts engaging us to have that, we really believe that some things are for just a certain few. And so, but the basic, everybody, doesn't matter, from the royal family to the prime minister, to your president, to whoever, to your boss, everybody has basic needs. And that is really, really important for us. Let's move now, because we're talking about a great opportunity, and I want us to go into different stages in regards to this. All right, because we've got to know you now. So I feel that we're all here. We know about Beverly, we know about Johnny. And so I want us to go into a level of, because there's there's 4 things that I believe that a human being should really have. And 4 things that I think that are really, really important to a human being. The first one, I would say God. And I would say God, it doesn't matter. I'm not here to bring any sort of religion. I am a Christian. I am proud to be a Christian, all right? But I understand that there are Muslims. I understand that there are people from different faiths. So whatever your faith belief system is, I'm not here to say, hold on. I think God should come first. But there are other things that are human being needs, I believe. And if you know how to utilize it to your best potential, then I guess that, you be living one of your best lives. And that is health. Health is, health. Having that health in your mindset, a healthy body, health is really, really important. The other thing that is important to people, whether they believe it, whether they want to accept it or not, is finance, your wealth, your finance, the money that is coming in, because that gives you choices, that gives you opportunities and stuff. And the third thing that a lot of people don't like to highlight is self-development, being that understanding that self-development, because there's no point you having all the health, but you got a bad attitude. There's no point you having all the wealth and you still got a bad attitude.
That's right.
So apart from God, these other three things to every human being, whether they want to identify, whether they want to acknowledge it, is important. And it's through these things that you can start living the best life. So we're going to go through your journey and this great opportunity that we are presenting. I want to start with health, all right? And I know that you, Beverly, have got a health story. We've never heard about John's health story, and this great opportunity that we're talking about deals with people improving their health. We're not talking about making a miracle in the case that you could get complete, but improving. Doesn't matter what stage of health that you may be in, but it's in a journey, step by step, by improving your health. So I don't know whether Beverly or John, because it's their 21st anniversary, and I do not want to be one to be the, to start a, I'm going first. So I'm going to allow the couple to choose who wants to go first in regards to the health journey. And what is your health journey?
So, okay, I'll go first. Okay, I'll go first. So,
He's just got that. I just love how, if there are any men, ladies, by the way, if you've got any of your husbands and stuff, I think it's time for you to get them on. Just secretly position your camera or whatever, so that he can see, because these are good tips. She said, I go first. And he just, you go, honey. That eye contact. 21 years.
That took work, Olivia. That took work. We're still working on that, but that took work.
21 years of communication like that. Okay. But he did it with authority. Can I just highlight? She says, I go first. Because
what you didn't hear in the undertones, right? I was like, okay, you can go. I was like, you can go first. And then he was like, really? I was like, okay, I'm gonna go first then. So see, it's that communication. Don't mess up the story. Don't mess up the storyline, right? So, because look, women, our guys are compartmentalized. So just stick with the flow, stick with the game, and then they know how to plug in and be happy. All right. So we're gonna stick to the game. So I'm gonna abbreviate my story because I know many people have heard it before, and if you haven't, then reach out to Olivia because she has access to it. And let me tell you, like she said, I was in the Army, jumping out of planes. I was your crazy girlfriend, and chronic fatigue for 2 years, and then facial paralysis, right arm didn't want to work. So they ended up with autoimmune disease. This one was multiple sclerosis, life-altering, career-ending, and I had to make some major changes. And thank God, I tell everybody, get to know your neighbors, love your neighbors, because they were the ones who opened us up to this amazing product and this business. And again, it was minimal entry and amount of money, really less than, like $50, $52 today, right? To join every year to renew your franchise. And we were going to buy the product. So why not just get the discount and see what happens, basically. See if this thing really works like they say it does, right? So major lifestyle changes, a lot of prayer. You heard Olivia's faith. We come from the same persuasion of faith, Christianity. And again, not here to preach to anybody, but her 4 cores are absolutely on target. Go ahead and try to live life without that and see how that's working for you. So our neighbors opened us up to this, and we said, why not? What do we have to lose? So Johnny, and I tell people, this is a true story. of an officer and a gentleman, right? He's a civil servant. I'm the veteran. And so, all right, you can tell your story.
I'm just simply saying that, we got thrust into this. It was because of Beverly's health challenge. And as we were with our neighbors, they pretty much told us, you can beat this because all this lifestyle changes in your diet. The hospital staff pretty much said, hey, we want these drugs we want you to look at. And it's only a 50-50 chance either of those might work. So it kind of left us confronted with, hey, we might as well at least try the holistic lifestyle, because we always go back to the medications. And so, as she got improved her situation, I had been diagnosed with Crohn's disease, which is an intestinal disorder. And so I wasn't having the flare-ups either. And so as we continued to improve our lifestyle, try to drink more water, doing all the things that we thought we were already doing anyway, we saw significant improvements. I wasn't having the flare-ups anymore. I had just given some blood work prior to starting. And when it was time for my follow-up visit, Beverly suggested I get a copy of all my previous blood work. And I had never done that before. Didn't really go to the doctor that much anyway, because that's not my favorite spot. But as I was sitting there looking at my previous labs, I had all these little highs and lows all over the place. And after just changing our lifestyle and being part of this community and trying to product for about 45 days at that point, all those highs were down into the range and all those lows were up in the range. And the significant thing I changed. So as an engineer, I'm used to looking at graphs and charts all the time because they tell a story. They kind of paint a picture for me. And what it is, I identified something I already knew to be true, which was the chronic inflammation, but then I was correcting all those other little things I didn't have a clue about. And so we look at that over life and to see that for us, it gave us the opportunity to say, if it can work for me, it may be benefit for you too, because this is something simple and something we need to be doing anyway. And so it's made a tremendous impact over these years.
Wow.
I tell people, Olivia, we wouldn't be doing this almost now 17 years. We've been with this company almost 17 years come April. If this really wasn't significantly impacting people's lives, there would be no purpose to do this. This is real.
I just love that, and you highlighted some things because it's funny. I work in the health sector, so I know Crohn's disease. Okay, a lot of people don't even know. They don't even know. They haven't even got the diagnosis of them getting Crohn's disease. They might get gastritis. They might get stomach pain and stuff like that. They don't, especially with men. They don't really like going to the doctors, and that's the honest truth. MS. This is something that is common and very, very common with Black people, to be precise as well. And again, people feeling, these kind of things and not going to the hospital to make those correct diagnoses. What would you say to those people that, we're not making any medical claims? What we are saying is that take those steps, to improve your health. We have got something, we have got a product that can support you improving your health. If you are, what I want to say is that nobody is saying on this platform, on this live cast today, is that if you are on medication, that you should stop your medication. That is not what we're saying. We're saying, why don't you use these products? They are just simple fruits, veg, and berries, okay? Improving your health, changing your lifestyle, and allow the doctors to even take you off that. I mean, I spoke to a client today, and she said she's on medication. Nobody's asking you. All you're doing is bringing these fruits and vegetables inside of you, changing your lifestyle, which we will help to support you as well. Nobody's saying that, you're going to get that complete cure, but however, there are some people that have by changing their lifestyle. So what would you, Johnny, first of all, let me just ask you, there are some conditions, and you probably are, as from a male's perspective, will understand it's just, and I could see, I just want to say, just welcoming those people that are watching via live, and I have a well-known consultant, stroke professor, Professor Andrew. Thank you for jumping on. I can see you, watching you. I've actually brought him onto the show before. He's a neurologist. Am I correct, Andrew? Let me not go there. But what would you say to men, in regards to their health? They don't like going to the doctors. It is a fact. Men don't like. I know before I have to scan somebody, a man coming, I knew that it must have taken them a lot of effort for them to actually go to the doctors. We have these amazing products that can like support them. Now, what would you say to the men out there, first of all? How can we encourage the men out there to, okay, fair enough, they don't want to go to the doctors, and you might not even be able to persuade them to go to the doctors. But is there a way of us persuading them to take a turn, maybe taking those steps to live in a healthier lifestyle?
I'll say this, because I think many men, we're used to protecting and protective and providing and so forth. So for that, we like to be on the go. We don't want to be hemmed up. And sometimes we don't want to hit that and we think we might hinder us from one way or the other. But I think if we take a different mindset about what we're looking at as to, one, I need to get a status. Because if I know some things, now I know how to operate within that space. And so by finding out where you are, now so it gives yourself options. Medication is not always the first answer. It might be something with the lifestyle. We look at our medical professionals as our allies, as our friends and our partners, because typically they were trained to go through to either treat something that's not going right or treat something that was broken. Prevention wasn't necessarily something that was put forth for them. So when we're looking to, especially, when we talk about men, but I'm talking about for everybody right now, if we can sharpen ourselves in a more of a preventative nature, now you know that your body's in the best situation to go through whatever it is that's coming your way. So then when you're starting having some type of symptom or something that's not feeling quite right, you realize that something is going on. I think if we can look at it from a standpoint, let me get ahead of anything, find out what's maybe going on, and then collaboratively find out these are some things we can do about it. In our communities, a lot of times we deal with, I call them the itises, whether it be, sinusitis or diabetes or high blood pressure or cholesterol. It doesn't matter. We look at this kind of lifestyle disease. If you break your arm, hey, go to the doctor and get it fixed. But these more subtle things that have to do with how our body's operating, how we're feeling, that sluggishness, that's telling you something. That headache, that's telling you something. Your body is responding to something that's going on. So it shouldn't be ignored, but it's also not to be feared. And so I would just simply say that it's okay to get that routine check. Just this is as you said, we have some alternatives that we think should be more on the forefront. And that education piece is what's kind of lacking and so forth, because when we think about health, one, we think is in the women's lane. Two, we don't realize that we should step up, because now if we can take control and say, hey, this is something our family would do. We want to be healthier so that the next generation of those coming behind us doesn't have the same situation and the same concerns that we're having. It's not like you can just blink your eyes and say whatever's going on is going to go away. That's not the case. But if you can get a better perspective of it and understand it, then now you don't have to fear it. You can actually come over it.
Wow, amazing.
And let me say, because women just as guilty, especially as care providers, mothers, you're wanting to be all to everybody. And, my joke is people take better care of their cars and pets than they actually take their body. Why would you give your luxury car regular fuel when you're supposed to be giving it premium fuel? And so it's the same thing with body. Our bodies speak to us every day. We have to listen. And I just think across the board, men, women, it is selfish. Let me make it very clear to everybody listening out there. It is a selfish act not want to take care of yourself. Because in the plane, they always say, put on your oxygen mask first, so then you can help others. And when we put ourselves in the right state of health, mentally, spiritually, physically, emotionally, then we're on the right track to absolutely make a change in this world. And the young people, they're looking at us. And so we need to be a better example, because that's the best gift that you can give your kids and the next generation, the gift of a good example. And their health. Can't do anything without it.
Wow, amazing. I want to go to you, Beverly. That is just the gift of a good example. I love that. I love that. I'm writing that down because that is so true. But Beverly, we've heard, okay, you spoke about being in the army and then got MS and stuff like that. Let me ask you, what products did you use? What out of the products that we have, what products and how did you, because you know a lot of people just say, right, I use this and blah blah blah. But I want you to just break it down, and then I'll go to Johnny. What products did you use and how did it help you? I want to know the fact of how, because some people just go, oh yeah, I use these products, I don't know. But I want you to really give us some details. What are these products that you use? Name them, whether it's this out of our products range, and how did it help you? What were the things that you saw that actually helped you?
Okay, so thanks for asking that question, Olivia, because look, guys, I am all about life. I'm not here to chase this fad, that fad, or anything. And so when this information was shared with us, it was backed by clinical research. It was backed by reputable journal articles studied on institutions around the world. And that was way back then. And today they have over 40 clinical research studies today. So I really am big on that because the blood doesn't lie. Because it was research on human beings in lab said, this is your blood. And if you took your blood work today and in 30, 45, 60, 90, 120 days took your lab work again, trust me, your lab work is going to say something. You heard Johnny say that and mention that, right? So, okay, Olivia, tell me the question again. I don't forgot where I was going, girl.
she's on a roll. She's on a roll. So what I asked is that with our product range, okay?
Yes,
so
okay, I got it.
What are the products that you took and how did they? We want you to be specific because many of us tell people about this, but we want you as your story to tell us specific. I took X, Y, and Z. This is what it did to my body. This is the thing.
Right.
So please share us.
Okay, so really, guys, because I was really scared. I did not know what was going to happen to my body. And so when our neighbors presented this, you could not overdose on fruits and vegetables. So literally, Olivia, and this is not for everybody because it's what your wallet can afford. I was taking like 8 each of the fruits, vegetables, and berries every day. The complete protein powder, I was a product of the product. Back then, that many years ago, the omega was not there. But as soon as the omega came out, absolutely on the omega. Today, I take no less than 4 each of all of them. And when I'm busy, like we are now in this weekend, I'm back up to 8 a day of taking each of the fruit blend, berry blend, veggie blend, and the omega, and definitely the complete protein powder. Now, I am biased, Olivia, because I also grow, now that they came out with the Tower Garden in 2012, I grow my own food. I can't do root vegetables, but I grow everything else, and I love it because it's fresh right there. We do a lot of salads, but y'all, this product is fruits and vegetables, berries, and grain. If anybody tells you that you can't eat fruits and vegetables, then you need a new practitioner. Okay, so I literally started out the gate quadrupling up because I didn't know what was going on in my body, and I wanted so energy, because remember I told you fatigue was the big thing. So my energy definitely came back. And what I didn't even mention earlier was now I had a record going. I was really proud of this record that for like 14 years, I didn't even take a Tylenol, Motrin, or aspirin. Like for 14 years, I was like, I didn't want to do it. So I would drink a lot more water if something was aching me, and I would double up or triple up on my Juice Plus. And that to me, and of course, I have a very clean diet. Okay, so don't get it twisted, y'all. I do eat very clean. I am plant-based, and that's not for everybody, but I know that the 80-something-year-old ladies that look like me, they're doing something right, and they're plant-based. So when you have people in front of you that are doing something that's working for them, it just makes sense to me that you would say, you know what do I have to lose in trying what they are saying? Because, I mean, I tell people, sue me all day, every day. I will say, Your Honor, yes, I'm guilty for taking away her bad health and her nasty acne and her aches and pains and lab work getting better. Again, we're not making any claims. Juice Plus heals or prevents or reverses anything. But what we're saying is whole food, plant-based nutrition absolutely works. And again, I will not ever stop taking Juice Plus. And I'm sharing it until, I expire.
Wow. That's amazing. Fruits, veg, berries, and plant-based protein shakes. And today, changing your lifestyle, having a plant-based lifestyle has now improved. It sounds simple, but it's not simple, right? Johnny, it's not simple. It sounds really simple in the sense that fruits and vegetables, you know, the power of good nutrition. We're not talking about nutrition, we're talking about good nutrition. So from your perspective, Johnny, again, what were you taking? Were you taking exactly the same as Beverly, or were you doing slightly different?
Well, when I first got diagnosed, they put me on regimens of prednisone, which is a steroid for inflammation. Because, like I said, Crohn's disease is a systemic issue with inflammation in your intestinal tract, your digestive tract. So for me, it was a high regimen of the prednisone and sulfasalazine, those things. But along with those steroids came other side effects. And so it was partially working because I could only get to a certain reduction in dosage before I had another flare-up. And I kept having these flare-ups routinely. And so it wasn't until I started talking to people and they started sharing with me about the fact that nutrition and what you eat can actually change your physiology. So as I started changing my lifestyle and so forth, those flare-ups became a little less and less. Start those just weaning myself off of it. And when we were introduced to the Juice Plus product with neighbors, we thought about the fact that the research that they do on the product was one of them was systemic inflammation, and it was shown to clinically reduce that. And so as we started taking that over and over again, not only I was not able to have to take any more of the medications, but I started seeing just routinely I was having fewer and fewer until I just had no flare-ups. And so at this point, neither one, we were both medicine free. And we talk about it again, we don't say it cures anything, but you have to look at medications typically are to emulate something that's already naturally occurring in society. It's just an extract thereof. And so when you can find something holistic or natural that you can take, it kind of helps. I'm not going to sit here and say if I'm going through some acute situation, I'm not like, give me what I need to do to get me out of that condition, but then allow me to start maintaining something more natural and all plant-based. And so for us, I started taking the fruit, vegetable, and berries at the time because that's all they existed. And that consistency, and I think that's one of the things that worked. It's not like you're taking a whole bunch at one time, because I don't think our body needs a whole bunch of just a whole bunch of a few things. It needs a little bit of a whole bunch of things. Those vegetable plus, that's what we're getting. And then the consistency of taking it, I think that's where it really did the best benefit. Because think about it, if you had a backache and somebody else sucked your toe and somebody else had a headache and you all took an aspirin, how would the aspirin know where to go anyway? Your body simply says, this is what I need right now to help me do what I'm trying to do. But same thing with nutrition. If you can give your body the whole array of those 30 different fruits, vegetables, berries, and things every day consistently, it will pull the nutrient it needs to help it try to heal and repair itself, because that's what it wants to do. And so for me, I think that was that consistency of being able to get that in my body every day to allow my body to do things I want to do anyway was one of the things that helped me.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. I love that word, consistency. Because some people just try it and just say, okay, I'll try it. And they just try it for 4 months and they don't have that consistency. There's something that you picked up, and I just want to kind of like highlight for those people that are watching. All right. You said something, Beverly, and you said that it is very selfish for you not to take care of yourself. I've noticed that. And then you said, between you and Johnny actually highlighting in regards to your blood profile. And you know what? I want to say something from a scientific point of view, but also from a spiritual point of view. All right. And one of the researches that our products, or the power of good nutrition, was on the DNA. Now, when anybody looks at the DNA, and I'll just put it into the simplest form so that people may understand, the DNA of a body, everybody's DNA is different. The DNA, when you look from a microscope, the message, it is a message. It's made up of letters and numbers, your DNA. Your DNA, from a spiritual perspective, I'm not here to talk about a thing. It is your story, your life history of who you are. Now, life has come to mess up that story, that epistle, that word that God has said that you should be doing on this earth. Something has come to distract that. Something has come to distort your story. Okay? Plant place, going back to this place in your blood, the blood speaks. The blood talks. The blood gives so much information. We go for a blood test. There is so much information about you, okay? And that information, that is you talking about yourself, your DNA, what is in your system, what is in your blood. So by taking these fruits and vegetables, that distortion, that information, that calling, that vision that is a part of you, that DNA, it is time for you to walk back to that vision, what you have been called to. What have you been designed to do this earth? And by getting the right information back inside of you. And fruits and vegetables, the power of good nutrition to alter that DNA that was altered, that shouldn't have been altered. And that's what our research, I love the research that says that with our products, there is a research on the DNA in your system. So do you think that on this earth right now, and you're really living that DNA that God has assigned you to be? Or something has come in to alter that DNA? And we're here to bring the good news or good nutrition to you. Beverly, you wanted to say something.
I am echoing everything that you're saying, because again, when you reprogram that cellular level to start producing good instead of reproducing bad, you feel better overall, and you want to be a light to the world. It makes it easy, and especially when you're in powerful community of people, like-hearted, like minds, that see this bigger vision of truly helping people, get delivered. I mean, there are so many people walking around here with ailments that are unnecessary. I mean, yo-yo diets, bad diets, all this, paying big money for stupid stuff. And when you look at the price of our products, they are inexpensive. People put it into their grocery bill, and you make health a priority. And that's what we have to do. Make health a priority. And the fact that once you get something in your system that really works. When I go to the movies, girl, Olivia, I'm IGing and, oh, this was so good. Or I read this book and I'm telling everybody, you need to get this book. They ain't paying me a dime. I don't remember the last time I got a check from Nike for all the Nike clothes I done got in my closet, okay? Or Ann Taylor, Liz Claiborne, none of them paying me a dime. But I got my little, Performance Juice Plus shirt on right now. And look here, that supplemental income gives us even more options so that we share this business as we do our life. And that to me is just an awesome space to be in. When you can be in business with your friends, like Olivia said, they love the Lord, and then your business partners and your friends. We get to, and Olivia knows I'm genuine when I say this, I want to hear about her kids growing up, getting married, having kids when she gets to become a grandmother. And then one of the girls invited us to a wedding over there. I hope she was serious, because I really want to come, okay? And that's the kind of, life that we want to be around as we age. Healthy people that are looking back on life saying, wow, look at all the lives we've impacted because of the life we've been able to live and the example that we've been able to share with so many people. It's all about authenticity. It's about being genuine. This company is longevity. It's been around for over 50 years. It's been around 52 years, right? And the president, that started here out of Memphis, Tennessee, global company now in over 26 countries, and is continuing to climb. We just got a new global CEO, Stuart Carnegie, and she is amazing. When I say her vision is to double this company by 2025 globally, it's happening. It's happening. And if you're on the fence about, should I take a look at this opportunity? You absolutely should. And you need to join us. Now I'm going to put a, shameless plug out there for the US, but our prices are going up next month. So you really do need to jump on board if you're from the US, or if you're ordering, from across the US, you need to go ahead and get on the product now and see what it's going to do for your body, because you're gonna talk about it. And Johnny said, and Olivia mentioned, consistency. We do not miss our Juice Plus, okay?
I think when I look at what I do for a living, I take care of soldiers, air and receiving. I take care of their families, and I love doing it. I think it has a great purpose and a great impact for those. But when you can think about, someone like your grandma or your neighbor, or even someone, your child, or someone that you just meet who's been dealing with something for days, weeks, months, even years, and you can help solve that problem. You can help them have relief from that problem that they've been trying all kinds of things, and now their life is so much different because of that. That's a feeling you really can't put to words, and it's kind of priceless of all things. And so we look at impact that we're having. And so when you look at all the influence you may have in your communities and your family, whatever, what if you have a type of impact around them that changes their lives? And then if they actuate that good health, you can do bad health, but they can make better choices from there on. You're looking at generations that will be in a better situation than they previously were.
I totally
And
agree.
empower our kids to have a business, to really realize that they can have this. Sometimes it's a part-time magic that becomes a full-time gig that absolutely, that has a full corporate benefits package at the top, full dental, medical, and vision. I mean, that's unheard of in our industry. And we get paid 5 different ways. And mind, this is no get rich quick, but it is absolutely stable and lasting. We have yet to ever miss a paycheck in almost 17 years. We have not ever not had a paycheck. I mean, that's phenomenal. And it doesn't even matter like how much we do. We have amazing customers who've been on this product since we've been with this company, because they understand the efficacy and what it's doing for them and their families. And I'm telling you guys, like, you better get on board.
You can see like she's bursting out. You can see it with the cut, her juice burst will come out. But I just want to quickly go back before we move on to the business that I'm highlighting. Like we mentioned about the DNA and stuff, and I remember my good book saying that you are an epistle read by men. You are made up of letters. You're made up of your DNA is made up of letters and stuff. You are an epistle read by men. So what is your story? What is your DNA? What are you saying to the world? What is your footprint when you leave this world and stuff? And you mentioned something about how you make an impact, Johnny. And I know that I have been in the health service for 27 years now. This is going to be my 27th year. And in those 27 years, I've made more impact and me being in this company in 5 years than I have in the 27 years of being in the health service. And that says something. That says something. You will make a change to people that you may never, ever come to even physically see and make a change.
I think the world is changing. We're going more into a digital world. And, we talk about how in our communities, we're taught to work hard, get a good education, and go get a good job. And that was kind of what was entrained within us. And so one of the things we're able to do now is show people that you can have a business. It could be part-time, doesn't matter, where you now can start something today that regardless of what happens with your job. 2020 and 2021 showed us your job is not necessarily guaranteed, but you can do something today that you can build upon and take it with you wherever you go. And regardless of what the environment is, there's someone who needs what you have, and you have it, so that's the supply and demand. So this business is so viable that, I think everyone can do it, especially for the low initial startup price that you have without having an overhead. And when we do that, we start training them that there is another alternative to just working hard. We kind of put ourselves in that we got to work hard versus working smart and leveraging things. And what that can translate into is you now are leaving generational wealth. We want to get to that point where people can start seeing different with their mind. Even before they have it, it changes the whole focal point and the whole mindset aspect of what we have. And when we can do that, and many of us can start doing that, we change the economics of what we have. We change the economics of our family and our community. We now change the health destiny of our family community, whereby where many of us were sick, now many of us weren't as sick, and that continues to move on as you continue to lead. So one of the things is just to be able to know you can do it. And I think that was lacking because people didn't have that vision because the person's their was to be instilled in them. And so this business gives that opportunity to do so and do so powerfully.
How easy, Beverly and Johnny, how easy is it to really do this business? I mean, many people, you know, when you hear about network marketing business, I mean, you've already broken it down in regards to, you know, starting it, the fees, stuff in America. In the UK, it's £50 to start off your business compared to owning a franchise of McDonald's, which is thousands and thousands and stuff. But let's really get down, because many people might be watching right now. We really want the truth, you know, because you know it's easy, but it's hard. I mean, and so some people may be asking, you know, how really, realistically, how really is this?
So I'll say,
how does somebody start up? How does somebody really start engaging in this business? How easy really is it?
So we talk about systems, and this company has systems in place to make it, you know, simple to sign up online, sign up with a person to introduce you to the information. All the tools are there for you. The website's already part of, you know, your package, and they ship it, they bill us, they deliver, they you know, get all the deliveries. They do all that for us. Our job is simply to tell it. So when we talk about ease, we talk about something that's going to be based upon the person that's doing it. So it's incumbent on you to share the story. It's incumbent upon you to get out of your own way. It's incumbent upon you to say, I want to help someone and change that mindset. This business is so simple. I won't say it's easy, because that part is dependent on you. But if you can fall into the system, now it becomes easier and easier, because you do your daily methods of operation. You do those things that's already prescribed in the system, and leave the results to themselves. You control the activity that you do. You don't control the results. And so, you know, we talk about laws, whether it be the 80-20 rule, whether we talk about the fact that, you know, you do something long enough, a ratio will appear. You continue to do the activities and things get better because you're better. And in fact, to the person, the individual person.
Yeah, I have to agree, Olivia, because I say, you know, in the Juice Plus portal, our partner portal, there is the hub, and it has all the training database, and it keeps growing better and better to make this, like Johnny said, systems create wealth. Okay, so once you understand the system and work the system, don't try to come in here trying to recreate stuff, because, you know, I'll be transparent. Again, you know, when we first came in, we were like, okay, we can do this better. We can do this better. All right, well, that's what took so long. Okay, if you want to try to recreate the wheel, and you feel like this, when you feeling like this is so difficult, you're doing it wrong. Okay, if you're not having fun, because that helper's high that you hear Olivia and Johnny and I talking about, of the lives that are literally being transformed because of the education, because of the product, because of the community, I mean, I don't know who in their right mind wouldn't want to continue doing this. And then to get compensated for it, for following a system. I mean, you have events like this. This is what we call an event, right? You can create an event. Three-way calls are big, because, you know, family and friends are the worst sometimes, and they have to hear from the stranger. As soon as the stranger say it, then all of a sudden, oh, it makes sense. Well, our company before never really marketed, you know, on like media, so on media like that. It was all word of mouth. Well, with our new global CEO, guess what? We are in bigger platforms. We're having influencers talk about this product that is so unknown still yet, 30 years later, because the Juice Plus product is going to be almost 30 years old next year. And so it's been around, it's tried and proven. I mean, it would not last if it really weren't making an impact in people's lives. And so easy, simple, it's as easy and simple as you want to make it, or you can make it as complicated as you want. You have amazing sponsors and support. Olivia and I are not on the same team, but guess what? We're working together, one team, one mission, because we see the bigger picture of impacting lives, and that is what's happening globally. Mm-hmm. That's huge.
Yeah, now they say, you know, you don't have to have the best product in the world, you know.
But we do.
You get there. So you don't have to have the best product in the world, because I've seen a big sign that says billions served daily. And I'm sure you could probably make a better sandwich on your own. But they have more outlets, they have more distribution centers, they have a system that's in place that allows us to do that. So in our case, when we have the best product that's kind of on the planet, as a matter of fact, it's the most researched nutrition product on the planet, which gives you confidence when you share it that it's going to do something once people consume it. So we have an even better leg. So now it's a part of us to fall into that system whereby we can go out and move it. So again, very simple.
So just moving on to that, really. You're in the business. You've been in the business now for 17 years. That is amazing. Congratulations. So that tells us, I mean, anybody that is watching will tell you that there must be something in this for them to be in something for 17 years. You know, as you can see, they were professionals. They were doing pretty okay before they came into thing. And I'm sure they could even do, you know, other stuff, and I'm sure they're connected to other things that they're doing in the community. But my first question, how from a financial, we're not going to talk about how, you know, the amount of money, but in regards to finance, how has this changed your life?
It's given us options. You know, people have done what they've been doing for however long they've been doing it. So if you're on your job, you know exactly how much you're making. And even if you worked overtime, you're having to trade that time to get those additional dollars. And so, you know, there's a certain amount, there's a certain cap that you have on your traditional job. There's a certain amount of overhead, there's a certain amount of stress that goes along with that. There's a certain amount of intangibles that you would do in terms of what we were already doing. So when we shared this system and we were invited to it, it gave us the opportunity to part-time, we kind of call it part-time magic, part-time start building a revenue stream that actually start increasing. And as we start building an organization or a team, and we start helping them to change their situation in their lives as well, we were compensated just to do what we were already going to do anyway, just because of the impact it had on our health. And we saw the benefits that it had. So now, as we go out and just spread the news, the good news about, hey, I've heard and I've seen something that you might not be aware of. It may be for you, it may not be for you. But if it is, I invite you to take a look. When we just share that simple message and people start saying yes and more and more, we start becoming compensated more and more. So the simplicity of it and the fact that you have that supplemental income that for some is part-time, for some it's kind of gone from being a plan B to now it's a plan A and it's replaced their income. And so now it allows them even more freedom to do that because, like I said, trading time for dollars, this allows you to now use that time to do other things that you might want to do. And so it's been great for us.
Yeah, I admire that because, and the other thing too is, I mean, how would I have ever met Olivia if it weren't for this, you know, this opportunity of having serious, good friends, building these deep, lasting relationships boundlessly, like no boundaries. I mean, that just like does that. In the military, yeah, I would get stationed at a place and then I would create these friendships and they might last and they might not. But I really know that these relationships that we're building are real because we have a common mission. Mm-hmm. And the supplemental income, y'all, like again, Olivia said, we ain't making any claims, but when we can help, you know, stay-at-home moms, and I tell people, you know, I ain't your broke stay-at-home wife. Don't get it twisted, okay? I come in with some cheddar, okay? So look, when we can help others pay bills, pay a car note, pay the mortgage, when husbands start seeing their wives' checks, you know, getting into them 4 digits, 5 digits, monthly, you know, that's huge. That is huge, but don't get it twisted again. It did take work. You know, it did take work. And it took a collective body of people to say, hey, you know what? We're in this together. And there's no like greater feeling, honestly, than that. The to get paid to do what we do, Olivia, is mind blowing to me. I'm not playing with you, okay? Because, you know, when we go places in America, this is a legit franchise business, okay? It is legit. And so we get the opportunity to write off things on taxes that your average Joe would not be able to do. So we had the same two lifestyles doing the exact same things, going on the same trips. Well, I'm always business minded. I'm always trying to grow my business, my team, my organization. So wherever we plugging into, guess what? We dropping some seeds, planting that seed for the harvest. And I might be able to be the one who harvests it, and it may not be. Olivia, someplace else I think we were hopefully going to trust upon is, of course, you come into this business, you're brand new, and you're getting a lot of no's. I just had a call yesterday about that. Look, I'm getting frustrated. I'm getting a lot of no's. I'm like, well, who are you targeting? How many three-way calls are you doing? They weren't doing anything. And if you continue what I tell Olivia, what I tell all my friends now, I'm proud of Olivia and those ladies over in the UK. They are trailblazing. They are knocking this business out the box, okay? Within 3 to 5 years, they are turnkeying a system that is working, taking people to the top. Well, it took us 15 years. Well, I know people are like, what? Took us so long? What? I'm glad you asked. Stop. Can I just tell you, stop chasing broke, sick, and tired, mindseted people. That's what took us so long. You can't want this more for them than they want it for themselves. You got to love them where they're at. You be the example you want them to follow. Eventually, they will come back around. But you do what you know is right to follow this system. If you're on any of these teams, dynamic leadership, okay, that wants the best for you. This company, the way we advance is if we help you advance. And guess what? I'm jumping up and down because I can't wait, Olivia, to promote, and you guys are doing it. I can't wait to promote our first national marketing director under us. That is huge. That is a gift of you really impacting thousands and thousands and thousands of people.
Absolutely. Amazing.
Absolutely. Part of it is being able to keep more of what you just made. And so there are a lot of people who they dread that time of season, that time of year when they get that letter saying this is how much you need to pay us in addition to what you've been paying us so long. And so
for taxes.
So in terms of this gives you another ability to build that business to make more, but then also to keep more of what you just made.
Wow. Absolutely. I mean, it's just like it's just incredible. But they're being modest because they live a life. If you follow them, you see them in this state and that state and that hotel and this hotel. But the great thing
we
is,
don't have kids. We don't have kids. We kidless folks. We are dual income, no kids, we're dinks. So we are free.
But the great thing is that I see both of you doing, no matter how much you're traveling and how you travel and the type of hotels that you stay in, you're always wanting to sow, you're always wanting to change somebody's life. And that is the beauty about this amazing business, that it will change your life financially. But even when you're going on your luxury holidays and stuff, you're thinking, and this is where we're moving into the mindset of people, that people now, wherever you are, wherever you're watching, is to change your level of mindset, where it's no longer about you, that is about other people, that you can sit. I remember going last year. Was it last year?
I know we lost a couple of years with the crazy.
I know. I can't remember, but I went to Turkey. We went to Turkey, and I told my husband, it was during the pandemic that we went to Turkey, and we stayed in a very, very nice hotel there. And I remember doing a live there. And obviously, in regards, and please don't get me wrong, but there was a certain caliber of people that were actually in that hotel. There weren't a lot of people that looked like me and looked like you in that hotel. And for some people, it looked a bit strange. And hold on, oh, they must be in their heads a little bit confused. They must be some sort of celebrities or something. Yeah, a lot of couples coming up and saying, "Oh, well, I don't look like Beyonce, but there must be some sort of like celebrities and things." And it's nice, but as we were on that holiday and stuff, I did a live and I went really angry. And what I was angry about was that I felt, and this is where anybody that knows me, I do not believe in the monopoly of the world. I really don't. And I'm getting frustrated that people cannot wake up to be able to challenge themselves to do better for themselves. You know, we put a blame sometimes, I have to say this, we sometimes put a blame to say that, oh, right, okay, you know, they have limited us to this area and I can't advance more than this, and I can't do the things that certain people can do. But this opportunity, if you put in the work, this opportunity will open doors that would allow you to become that 1%, that 2%, or that 3% of the population that said it can allow you. But because you have conditioned your mind to say it's only for them and it cannot be for me, you now condition your mind that when an opportunity is presented to you that can potentially change your mind, change your lifestyle, change your health, change so many things, you've believed what the enemy has said to you, and you feel that it's not for you. So when we're presenting, we're on social media right now. We're on different type of platforms. Many of you might be watching right now and go, yeah, that is for them. Come out of that slavery mentality. Don't believe in the monopoly of the world. We're coming to tell you this is opened. It is open to you. You're in right now. They are launching. Well, they would have finished the launch now. Opening Czech Republic. We were in 28 different countries. We're now open up to 29. Don't sit down and think that is for them. Oh yeah, that's their story. This thing can be for you too. If you're willing to take those steps, if you're willing, first of all, the first step that you have to take, and I'm going to pass it on to Johnny and Beverly, the first step is changing your mindset. Because without changing your mindset, really and truly, I don't think it's even easier for you to even change you coming onto the products to say that you want to start changing your health. Without you changing your mindset, you're always going to stay in that mentality to feel it's hard. I can't do it. It's for the certain things. You know, you can't. So changing your mindset, what is your take on this final stages of the health, the wealth, and also independent, changing their mindset? What is your take? And what do you want to say to people that are watching on whatever platform, this live cast, to tell people this is an urge. This is an urge to our community. This is an urge to the world. I don't believe in the monopoly of the world. And if we have it, we can all have it. Yes, there'll be different stages, but you can live your best life too. You're watching here, you're watching this live cast right now, whatever platform you're listening, you can have this too. So over to Beverly and Johnny. Please tell people about their mindset and how this opportunity can really, really change their lives.
I'll say that whatever you tell yourself, you're probably going to be correct. If you tell yourself, I can do it, you're probably correct. You tell yourself you can't do it, you're probably going to be correct. So when you start telling yourself no, that's probably what you're going to get. You know, and it's all about the mindset. If you start telling yourself yeses, your mind has the uncanny ability to start putting things in perspective. You might not know the how, but since you already know the what, things will start aligning itself. Once you make a decision that you want to do something, you'll be amazed how things start coming out of your life, and the right things you need will start coming into your life. And even if in those difficult situations, because you've started focusing on that and you start saying that's what I want and that's what I'm going to do, when you start putting action to that thought, when you start putting action to that vision, things will start aligning themselves to come in line with your vision. So you've got to start, being more proactive and don't shy away. The world is not served by you playing small. So we've got to start thinking bigger, and we've got to start doing those things. And what you are doing and what, how you're living your life, others are watching you, especially if it's that younger generation. They're watching how you handle a difficult situation. They're watching how you handle finances. They're watching how you handle stress. So we have to be able to matriculate and do better. When we start talking about mindset, even on a health standpoint, it's not a matter of customarily, this is what we've always eaten. This is what we've always done. That's for those other persons. We don't do that. when you start getting out of your own way and start saying, we will live better, we will start, making better decisions, they're going to follow suit. Kids do not buy the groceries that come to the house. So they either eat what you buy or they just don't eat. And so when we look at it from the standpoint of you start making better choices, all of a sudden the culture starts changing. As the culture starts changing, then instead of that being the exception, it now becomes the norm. And you start doing more and more and better. And so I just want to employ upon each of you, whatever it is, to, whatever is impeding you from saying yes, clear it aside. Find a way to get your mind to say yes, and then things will start coming in place. If it's a matter of finances, you might want to take some things that you probably shouldn't be doing anyway, take them out of the equation to allow you to do more yes. And you don't have to start with the highest package, start with whatever you can. And as your body starts improving, as your body starts, making adjustments and you start feeling better and seeing better, now it's easier to keep saying yes to your story. And we could change the topic that we're talking about, but the concept of this principle still holds true. Whatever you keep telling yourself, you're probably going to be right.
Well, I'm going to say this to piggyback is one of our mentors, Trevor Otts. He's amazing Black CEO. And he says, wherever you are right now, your mind got there first. Think about that. Wherever you are right now, your mind got there first. So if you don't visualize and see yourself successful, if you don't visualize, and I'm going to say this, being around this amazing, powerful community, you can't stay being just sorry. We don't allow you to do that. Like greatness and amazingness is going to rub off. You're going to have to get some of that because you're just in the circles of people on the move going forward, okay? And then the other thing Trevor says is, and this is a paraphrase, in life, we only get what we focus on. So you continue to focus on the negative and the no's and I can't and later or whatever, then that's where your life is going to absolutely stay. You focus on, you know what? I want to join this mission with these people. This thing sounds amazing. What do I have to lose? Who can't afford 52 in the US dollars a year? A year. Again, you heard Johnny say the company, we don't stock the product. The company ships, bills us everything. We don't even lose promotion standards. Once you make your promotion standard, you keep it. This is an amazing, we wish we could, all of our friends and family could really see this. And Olivia, her passion, yes, that monopolizing of the wealth, it does not have to exist. And wealth is, what they usually say, that's how much time, right? It's a measurement of time. Like how much can you just be free and have enough money to cover you? Okay, so let me make sure you understand. Well, health is wealth, and I saw that in the chat, so thank you for that. But also, if you're driven by money, money is not everything, okay? Because there's a lot of people who have a lot of money and they're not happy. But I will tell you, once you put yourself in a position to where money is not an issue, that's what I love about what is opportunity, Olivia. You asked that question earlier, and I want to add it. You don't have to worry about money. Like, I don't have to be counting pennies and trying to figure out, can I afford this, can I afford that? We make enough to where if I want it, I can get it. And I love that feeling. I totally love that feeling. And that's a feeling that we want for everybody to have, because even as a stay-at-home, and motherhood is amazing. That's like the most high-priced paying job there is. Once you break that thing down, that is no joke. Motherhood is amazing. What if you could bring in some income to your household that can make a significant difference? Maybe it's you can send your kids to private school. Maybe it's now the kids can play sports or start playing the piano or whatever, they want. Or maybe it's you want to go back to school and realize a dream that you never, ever, thought you would. It's never too late to be what you can be and will be. But again, it's about saying yes to this opportunity and saying, you know what, and then follow the system. Follow the tried and proven system to success. Don't worry about because what we have is real and it's working, and people need it.
Wow. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much. You've heard it, the YES. And one thing I want to say, one step further I want to say, is that before you say yes to the opportunity, I want you to say yes to yourself. Say yes that you have the right to have this opportunity. Say yes that you have the, you want to live. Say that yes to yourself. And I think that's the difficulty that many people have, is to say yes. And even some people that are actually even in this opportunity, they've never ever said yes to themselves.
Yeah.
They've never ever given them that opportunity to have that flow. They've said yes to the opportunity, but they've never said yes to them to be able to succeed. They've never given themselves that yes to say, wow, you know what, this can be. I can do this. So in this walk in the mindset that we're telling you, you may be watching on whatever platform. The first yes I want you to say is yes, you deserve it. You deserve the best. Say yes to that. The second yes that I want you to say is to say yes to this amazing opportunity. Yeah. And for those people that are actually in the business already, I always tell people this, and I would just say it to those, to encourage those people that are actually in the business already, that's in this great opportunity. When somebody asks me a question, and they ask me about, you're in this business 5 years, and then just share your story and stuff. I said one thing. I said to them, my second yes was louder than my first yes. I said yes to this opportunity. But what kept me and what kept you, Johnny and Beverly, was your second yes. Your second yes to stay, regardless of the ups and the downs. You see, it's easy to say the first yes, because you could get into the feeling and go, wow, 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 wow. Yes, I'm going to join. But it's your second yes that is going to keep you. It is their second yes that has kept them 17 years in this business. It is my second yes that has to be louder than my first yes that's kept me so far 5 years in this business. It is your second yes. And that second yes has got to be so loud that it becomes an echo. That even when you feel that you cannot do it, that second yes, remember how an echo sounds. Yes, 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 yes. When you're financing, no more, I don't want this, I can't think. You hear that second, that echo, yes, yes, yes. It is your second yes that's going to keep you in this business. It is your second yes that's going to take you to your destination, your purpose, and the reason why. It is your second yes that is really going to change your life. Not necessarily the first yes. You have to have the first yes in order for you to have the second yes. But your second yes has to be louder than your first yes. I just want to really appreciate, before you go, what is the last thing that you want to say to anybody that is watching on this live cast from whatever platform that is here in the live studio? And if there is, before you go, I will only take 2 questions from somebody that is in the live audience. If you have a burning question that you want to ask this power couple right now, please, I'm not asking to ask how do you place an order, or please, we're not talking about that. We're talking about digging inside them about something, right? And maybe I should do it in a way that if you've got a question, maybe you should quickly type it. Quickly chat. Let me see the type of question that you're going to ask first before I actually let you loose to ask that question. But before anybody asks that question, all right, if you raise your hand, and then we will just, I'm only going to take 2. So if you raise your hand, I'll give you the opportunity in the live audience to be able to ask that question. But before they ask that question, Johnny and Beverly, what would you want to say? Your last thing to say to those people that are watching now? What is your last word of encouragement or empowerment that you want to give to people today?
I'll say, one, give yourself permission. The fact that you're on this call, whether it be live or recording, shows you are myself permission to say, I want to take a look, or I need more, or I need to hear more to improve my situation. So the fact that you're here, because you could be anywhere else, but you chose to be here. So for one, thank you for that. But also two, give yourself permission to go greater, to be greater in whatever your situation is, your current situation is. And that's going to start with a decision. And you got to make that decision to do so. That might mean some sacrifices, some things you shouldn't be doing anyway or don't want to be doing anyway, to do more of what you want to do. And in that, don't be afraid to bring others along with you for the journey. You know, the journey is sweet and it's sweeter than just getting to the destination, because those are the things that the people that you bring along with you. Now, the people you think might come with you, those might not be the one. You know, it might be someone that you haven't even met yet. We don't know that. But know that you're making an impact on someone's life. And that's the refreshing part. That's going to be what kind of keeps you going, even more so than just the money. And knowing that you have some level of influence and you're helping somebody better than you currently are. But, you know, find a buddy is one of the things that, you know, our founder always talks about, because you're going to need it. You know, when they're down, you can lift them up, and when you're down, they can lift you up. And that's going to help make the journey so much smoother in doing so. So,
Also, I believe you have to have a rock solid belief in yourself and know your why. You have to believe in you have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in this industry, which is amazing, $1 trillion industry. Even a company is not going anywhere. I can, you know, promise you that. And belief in the product, it absolutely works. Become a product of the product. Get all of the product line, okay? And become a product of the product so that you can formulate your stories. Facts tell, stories sell. So know your why, get to know your story, and share that story without reservation. Lastly, love God, love yourself, so that you can effectively love others. And if we do that, the world will be a different place.
Wow. Amazing, 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 amazing. Has anybody in the live audience got a question that they want to ask our power couple right now? If you have, please raise your hand, and then we can just unmute you so that you can ask your question. I just saw something that was, someone was asking what Facebook is on my Facebook live. If you want to grab it from there, it's Olivia Rufai. If you go onto my Facebook live, then you can just grab it there. It's also being live on YouTube as well. This is actually being shown live on YouTube. It's also being shown live on Instagram as well. So we've got different platforms, and I was going to show it live on LinkedIn, but I didn't have the time to do that. So has anyone got a burning question that they want to ask a power couple right now? If you do, then please raise your hand, and then we can allow you to just ask that question.
I think we did a great job. I think we answered a lot of questions. So if you're like still confused after this call, I don't know what you didn't miss. I don't know what you missed. Like, who doesn't understand fruits and vegetables? Like, that's the simplicity of it, right? Fruits and vegetables, berries and grains. That's the simplicity of it. And just having fun. And remember, you deserve so much more. If you really embrace that and know that there's so much more out there for you, oh my goodness. Yeah, it's transforming. So yeah, I think we did good. Olivia, you're amazing. You're amazing host.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for jumping on. Thank you so much for those people that have joined us in the live audience, and whatever platform or whoever's platform that you may be watching this live cast from, please go back to them. You want to know more about it, you know, about what we're talking about this opportunity, please go back to them. They'll be able to give you more information. If you're watching from any of my live platforms, and please come to me, we'll be able to give you some more information. It is a great honor, and I'm just so humbled. I'm looking forward to Saturday. I'll be speaking at your Wakanda intensive intensive event. So I'm really looking forward to that. I thought when she gave me the list, Johnny, let me tell you what your wife did. This is me. I got to report your wife. I don't know what in her mind. She should now put, okay, these are the people that are actually going to be there, the doctors with MDs and PhDs and things. And I'm like, okay. Now breathe, now breathe, now breathe. I was just like, I want PhDs and this and that. And I'm going to be speaking in front of these people. Right. So, like, don't worry. I've still got 2 more days. So there's going to be some fasting and praying and asking the Lord to anoint my tongue as I speak. I'll be in the presence. And that very week is so funny. It's been just so crazy. You know, a lot of things have happened this week, and that's saying when you decide to give yourself permission, it is just so amazing. When you decide, so many things have actually come out this very week. I was called by the head office, contacted by the head office today to say that they have nominated me to be one of the nominees for the Direct Sell Association. So I was just like, so that was a big shock. As a part-time, someone that is working part-time and do this business part-time, this very same week, I actually got another letter from somebody, an organization that I'm part of, that's, you know, purely doctors and stuff, saying they want me to be a speaker in their event. When you give yourself permission, when you give yourself to permission, you'd be amazed about how many other doors are going to be opening for you. That's why I love this opportunity, and I just feel so grateful to you, Beverly and Johnny, for actually taking the time to really share your story and really just encouraging those of us that are actually in the business already, but more importantly, those people that have not yet said yes to this great opportunity, and how this great opportunity can really truly change their lives. They see so many of us on this platform talking about it, and they're going, yeah. And that's the whole point of the live cast, to actually just show that there are other people over there that are doing, and they're doing something great. Don't just hear it from me, come and hear it from somebody else. So I want to really appreciate you for taking the time. I know that our difference is just, so we love you. We're going to do this again. You know, we probably have to give some tips, because I just like how Johnny's just so cool. We're going to have to bring you on. I have to speak to some of the other leaders. Can we bring Johnny on to come and speak to the men? We have like a men's thing that we have that they do on a Sunday, and maybe I should speak to the organizers. I don't know if Charities here and the other leaders, of whether we could bring Johnny to come and speak from a male's perspective, because the men have got to hear this. We women, we're easy to think, but you know what? We need to really get the men on board as well, because some of the top leaders in our company are men. So it's time for you men to stand up and take your position, and you know, show that leadership role in what you're doing. And we are right beside you as women to support you in what you're doing, and you support us. So that's what I love. So thank you so much. I could see people showing their appreciation to you. Thank you. We love you.
Congratulations too. I'm so proud of you. Oh my goodness.
I'm gonna go tomorrow. I will just shout on it live. Tomorrow, I know people say that, you know, I was told that you can shout it live. I thought, what this bed like that? But tomorrow I'll do the big shouting and all the excitement and stuff like that. Then I'll be telling people, I need you to pray for me. I need you to pray for me.
You're gonna knock it out as you always do. I'm not worried, okay?
Well, thank you so much. I just want to appreciate all those of you that are watching, whatever platform that you're watching. We really appreciate you. We're doing it for you. We're doing this because we've seen something that has helped, and we want it to help your life as well. So we really want you to come on board. You know, whether you're watching, you know, whether you're watching on Beverly's page or Johnny's page, or you know, whether they share it and they're watching, and you know, and you're connected to them, connect with them, you know, whatever platform that you're watching, please, this is for you. This is not for us, it's for us to empower us. And more importantly, it is for you as well. So take the chance, just say yes, YES, and just say yes, and let's get you on board on that. So thank you guys. I'm going to cut off all the lives. For those of you that are on different sorts of lives, then thank you so much. Just Instagram, thank you so much. I love you guys. So thank you. The other Facebook, I'm on Facebook twice. So so thank you. you so much. And for those of you that are just watching on YouTube, thank you so much. We really, really appreciate every single one of you. We're coming on YouTube.